Hello, today I just wanted to talk about working in retail hell. Um, I worked in retail in my early to mid 20s, and I worked there, and in my late 20s too, actually, and at another company. And I'm in my 30s now, somewhere in my 30s. I'm not going to say exactly how old I am, but I tried to work at retail again now, but I just can't do it anymore. I just can't. I don't have the energy to work in retail anymore. I don't have the physical strength. I can't wake up on time. My body doesn't digest foods as well as it used to, so it doesn't. I can't like be at work anymore. I'm on the spectrum for autism, so it's really hard for me to work. But uh, I mean, I could try to work at the company I worked at originally again, but I suspect that it's not going to work. I don't even think it's worth the time even applying for them again because there was this whole like politics thing in retail where like everyone was competing with each other. Like everything is one on one in retail. One on one. It's like Michael Jordan versus Charles Barkley. It's one on one. Um and it's just the guys are competing with the guys, the girls are competing with the guys, and it's not like a group. It's not like a collect. Retail isn't like a collective mindset. It's not like you're working together as a team to accomplish difficult goals. That's not what my experience in retail was, and I never want to work there again because I had a lot of people that really didn't like me in retail. And you know what? I've never had that experience in my entire life, and it wasn't like it's so amazing how much different school is than working a job. Like when I was a kid, yeah, I had people that didn't like me and stuff, but not to the extent that I was in retail. Um, and then like it was just like this competitive thing, like person versus person and stuff. And there's like rivalries and stuff, and um, I like you gotta lift more than 25 pounds to push the carts in, and you gotta lift more than 50 pounds to stock the shelves, and if you gotta lift all this weight and stuff, it's really hard. It's hard work, and like I could try cashiering again, but um um I just have a funny feeling it wouldn't go well. I don't think guys in particular do well in retail. I think girls do pretty well in retail. Like as far as the front end goes, like guys do well on the back end of the store, girls do well on the front end of the store. But I'm not strong enough to work in the back end of the store, and I'm not. And guys just don't do well on the front end of the store because it's like you have to appease everyone all at the same time, and everyone has like these like nasty personalities and stuff. It really is hell. Like it really is hell because people like gossip on each other and stuff. All this like gossip going on in retail. Um, it's like I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. Like people are like rooting for your downfall and stuff. Like they want you to lose. Like people in retail, your coworkers want you to lose. I had no problems with the customers. I had zero problems with the customers, by the way, when I was working in retail. I loved the customers. It was the coworkers I couldn't stand. And that's a very different experience than what other people have in retail. Other people in retail say they complain about the customers. No, I complain about the coworkers. The coworkers were the problem for me. And like every job I had, my coworkers treated me like trash. Every job I had, they treated me like trash. So now at the point now, I'm just unemployed. I'm just unemployed, and I'm not looking to get a real job anytime soon. I'm just creating content on different content media platforms, but like it's I I'm not looking to. I mean, they just treated me like trash at all the companies I've worked at. And the last company I worked at, I was so physically weak because my energy level was so much lower than it was in my 20s. Like, my energy level in my 30s is so much lower than it was in my 20s. It's unbelievable. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into them on YouTube, but my energy level is just not enough to push these carts in from the parking lot. And it's just, I couldn't physically do it in the hot Florida sun. I just couldn't do it. I just did that in the springtime, early summer, late spring. I tried working at a place like that again. It's just so terrible, and it's unbelievable how bad working is. Like, I can't. I'm amazed. Like, how do people work? That's what I want to know. How do people work? Because every job I've ever had is terrible, and every time I've tried to do something, I can't do it. So it's just ridiculous. I don't understand, why don't more people talk about how difficult working is. My, my issue was it. My issue with it initially was the relationships with my coworkers. Like, that didn't go well. Like, I had people like quitting on me en masse because they didn't want to work with me, and eventually I got the feeling that the whole store was going to close down if I didn't quit, because, and so then they would have called the mafia on me to get me out of the store or something. But anyways, it's unbelievable how bad retail is. I'm amazed that more people don't have the problems I have. But because I've got a disability, I've got to deal with this stuff. And most people don't have to deal with this. For me, my mind is like a wonderland of mines, like landmines to step on. Like, my mind is like a wonderland of failures and ineptitudes. And it's really sad. And so I have to expend the rest of my life in meditation, and like in this exile from the working world. And it's like, this isn't what I want. I want to be working, but if other people aren't going to work with me, then I can't work with I can't work at a company where nobody wants to work with me. It's just, the company's going to close down. I've seen places close down because I've spent too long there, and it's just, I've seen people get fired because I smiled at them wrong or whatever. I've seen people get fired for strange reasons when I was around them. And it's not a good experience. Retail was such a horrible experience. Every once in a while, I have talked about this on my YouTube channel before. Every once in a while, I like to say my story again about why I can't work retail, why I'm stuck doing this content creation, like I'm a genie in a lamp or something. Anyways, I'd perform this for you all. But anyways, retail, I was so amazed at how bad it was. I did it for a few years, and it worked for a few years, and then I kept failing, and like, I had one coworker. I swear to God, I had one coworker at one of the last companies I worked at. She's hugged everyone 100% of the time. She was hugging someone. I mean, it was a place where they hired people with disabilities. So yeah, she had a disability, but she was hugging everyone because she had a disability. But like, how does that make me feel? She's hugging everyone. Like, you can't do that. That's called a cult. Okay? My last retail place I worked at was a cult. Okay? It was literally a cult. And that's why I've just, when everyone is hugging each other and oh my God, and everyone's looking at each other with big grins and wide-eyed expressions on their faces, that's a cult. Okay? That is a cult. So I couldn't work at that company forever, and I had to get out of there quick. I had to get out of there really quick. So anyway, so I'm stuck here in exile right now, making YouTube videos like a genie in a lamp or something, and now, whenever you call my name, I got to make a video. Try to do it once a day if I can. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Retail is a terrible experience. I don't know what to say about it. It's terrible.